are y'all doing? Getting the whole rest of my camera set up. Let's see, can I see? I think I can see all the things. All right. And on the TikTok, y'all getting up close and personal. So, how y'all doing? How y'all been? Welcome to this Freedom Tea Talk happening at 7 p.m. with Dr.Z. Today is brought to you by many more life lessons that have been learned, and I am going to be sharing them with y'all. Since I don't have my glasses on, the chances of me seeing all the messages, please, let me know you're in the room. Let me know you're listening. Let me know you care. We still have a little bit more left of this month in February, and especially being Black History Month, why not let somebody know that you care and put a little like, a little emoji, like say something, do something. So today's title is When the Strong One Finally Runs Out. I have had more than enough experiences in life. Things happen where they always feel a particular way until it doesn't. One of the things that I want to be able to share with you guys today, and hopefully bring a little more humility to people who care for other people that show up for everybody, that make sure to do the things. If you need them, they always are there. They're the person that's motivating you, that's setting you up for success, all of that, that you give them a hell of a lot more respect to need time, space, and an opportunity to breathe. So what that may look like, so I go to my handy dandy notes, is, and this is how you know if this is you or not. So follow along with me. If you're the strong one, that means you're dependable. You always happen to be emotionally regulated, or so people think. Sometimes they might invite you to come along because you're not going to be emotionally regulated, and that's a whole nother fun story in and of itself. But more than anything, if somebody needs something, they know they can come to you. They know you're going to show up. They know you're going to do the right thing. They know that if they need somebody to go hard in the paint with them, that you're going to be that person. Literally the strong friend, the one that people don't tend to check on, the one that always does end up giving and doing the most for everyone else. And rarely does that get reciprocated back on a regular basis, or even sometimes, because no one ever thinks to pause and look at how are they doing. And this is the pivotal point in where things change. And then there's this one day where they have made it their responsibilities to, wake up every day, put their literal mask on to make sure that they show up the way that other people want them to show up. And they talk about the stuff that other people want them to talk about. They go to the places other people want them to go. They do the job that other people think they should do. They're doing all the things that everyone else wants, and they assume and make lots and lots of effort to, I guess you could say, allow their happiness to be based on other people's happiness. So if I make everyone else happy, then that means that's going to make me happy. And what you end up finding out is that only works until it doesn't. And at a certain age, and I like to say for sure, like I'm over 40 and way closer to 50 than not, at this point, I've spent a whole lot of life making sure other people are happy. Working as a therapist is not making people happy. And I tell people that when they work with me, if you want to be happy, you probably shouldn't work with me, because I'm probably going to piss you off. I'm going to say some stuff that you're not going to like. I'm going to challenge you on things that you said you wanted to be challenged on, because that's what you said. And if you're looking for someone to just say everything's all good, I'm the wrong person for you in that type of dynamic, in that type of relationship. However, the whole rest of my real life, after I'm done working with, and I'm skipping all over the place, after I'm done working with about, 40 to 50 people in any given week, I am also still showing up for my friends. I'm showing up for my family. I'm showing up for my kids. I'm showing up to be someone's potential significant other. And when you find yourself doing all of that all the time, and you get to a point where you're tired. You're tired, but you still haven't taken your mask off to show up for everybody that you said you were going to show up for. As I get back into my story, pause for dramatic climax. What we're looking at is the woman, and it's not that men don't do this, because they absolutely do. And I hate that there are so many men that don't get credit for how they do hold everything. They put it on their shoulders, they run with it, they make sure everybody in their space is taken care of, because unfortunately there's a whole bunch more that don't say they do, post the pictures on social media like they do, but in real life they don't. And I'm positive there's women that are the same way. But since I'm focusing on women today, what I am addressing is that woman that does keep showing up and showing out. And this is a high capacity woman that finally hits her edge. So not only is she like killing it in her businesses, maybe killing it in like a whole bunch of different areas of life, but what happens is you get tired. You can't keep functioning at that high output or capacity. You can't keep being so hardcore in your masculine that you take care of everybody else, and then you find yourself out here spent to the point that now, because you're so tired, you get to a point where you're actually unstable. You are exhausted. Anything could happen, and that could be the whole problem and deal breaker off top. Someone could sneeze wrong, and now you flip the whole table over. You done kicked everybody out of your house and told everyone and everything to go home because you're still performing. So what that can look like is capacity versus character. There's one, when you look at this difference, when you look at your capacity versus who it is you like to be, which is your character, they don't always match, and they don't always allow you to be great at the same time. When your character is to naturally take care of other people, and you genuinely feel good about caring for other people, it's hard to move into a space of making yourself the primary person to take care of. And you notice that this happens when you base your happiness on making other people happy. So you put on a mask like you're fine, you're good, it's all fine, it's all good, I can do all the things. Yes, I can take your call. Yes, I can come meet you here. Yes, I can front money for this. Yes, I can participate in this thing. Whatever the different things are that this high capacity woman has always done for other people, she keeps showing up that way, even in the midst of her own grief and her own need. And maybe she's starting to move into a space now where she's willing to ask for help and allow people to support her. But until that part happens, where she's currently at is, I got to get up and do it for everybody else because I know all these other people need someone and I'm their someone. In doing that, I got an opportunity to, for myself, recognize how much, for as close as I am with the people that I am super close to, for the folks that know me probably better than other people, I still put on a mask to show up for them. I am not 100% authentic with every single person, because what I have come to notice or come to see is that if I don't show up in a way that's palatable for someone else, then I might be abandoned or left or lost. And this high capacity woman, so I'm saying I for all of it, because I am going to share a real life example of how this happened, how it went, and then what I did from that to come to this point of being here right now. But this high capacity woman, keeps showing up for everybody. And when she is at the peak of her exhaustion and of overgiving and doing the most for any and everybody, because her character is to take care of other people and make sure that they are good and make sure that all the things they need are done, because she believes she has the resources to do so and may have them, and that she has the capacity to keep showing up that way, and it could be fine. She does not give herself grace to recognize where she is running ragged and thin. And it doesn't tend to happen until you have that one moment. And this is where they say, like, the straw that broke the camel's back. You hit the straw that broke the camel's back moment. One conversation, one expectation not being met, one, I don't know, French fry falling on the floor, getting the wrong creamer for your coffee, getting somebody else's order. It might have even been better than yours, but it's not what you wanted. Not being able to go to the places you want to go to or be with the people you want to be with. Maybe even missing an important phone call or an opportunity that you've been waiting for, like literally your whole life. And then again, it can be as simple as now you got like a piece of tissue on the bottom of your shoe and you're like, I'm throwing my whole life away. Like, I can't do this anymore. What will happen is you will keep making yourself accessible to other people because you have learned that if I am accessible, then that is the best way for me to prove that I love people. If I keep showing up, then they will know that I love them. And while that sounds cute, cool in theory, what you're physically experiencing is burnout and exhaustion. And it starts showing up in our bodies way sooner than we recognize. And these are those moments where you find yourself having to go to the doctor, or you get sick when you finally take a break because your body was still doing whatever you were telling it to do. And you were putting the mask on your face and then moving your body to do the things. And now you're recognizing my desire to not be abandoned is so deep that I will absolutely outperform myself, overcommit myself, overdo everything so that anyone else can get their needs met at my expense. And then that way they will know that I truly love them. And that should help me avoid being abandoned, I suppose. That's one way to look at it. When you find yourself doing that and you recognize that you are taking on this point of maintaining a mask that seems like it's going to be more receptive to other people, and that you are ultimately able to maintain the I don't want to say the fidelity of the model of who you say you are, but when you say you're a therapist, you're a mom, you're a friend, you're a lover, you're all these things, and then you find yourself in a position of being mad and resentful and not feeling good, you don't want to say something foul or messed up because you don't want to be quote unquote canceled. You don't want someone to say, like, you're basically Cap, you've been lying the whole time, you're not really like that, because for one moment you didn't recognize your overwhelm and burnout, so you did lash out in a way that sounds crazy. You made a statement that really seems like this person is not wrapped too tight. As a therapist, I'll come back to my personal example, things that I have used to gauge my actions or how I show up that also caused me to truly question my own capabilities. That's where like that imposter syndrome can show up from time to time. But being a therapist, being a mom, being a veteran, being a yogi, being all these various different titles and things and all these certifications and all the stuff I know, the idea that I might cuss somebody clean out or say I don't give a F about a person, a child, whatever, and have that be said to someone that knows me better than other people. No one can ever know me better than I know myself, but a whole lot better than other people. And to say that I don't care about something that they are telling me about caused me to feel like if I could say that to someone that I care about, then I must not be okay as a person. How can I say I'm a therapist? How can I say I'm all these things? How can I say that I love someone if I can say that I don't care about something that they're telling me about? And the thing is, it's still factual that I don't. Now, did I have to say it the way that I said it? Because I promise you the way I said it, it was diabolical. Because I did not listen to my body when it was saying take time, take a break. I did not give myself a chance to really check in. Do I have the capacity for a conversation to hold space for someone else? Like, is that where I'm at? And I did not take into account the fact that I really had worked a very full week of seeing people. I held a lot of heavy stuff for other folks, and I was holding my own heavy stuff after coming off of a weekend of doing a lot of social events with other people that I love and care about, managing disappointments from other folks that I also cared about, and not crashing out in the ways that I can. The way my creativity is set up, the crash outs could go so hard, it'd be highly entertaining. Not maybe conducive to maintaining a professional career, but it would be entertaining until like I no longer feel that way. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. But talking to someone that I care about and telling them how much I don't care about something they're speaking about. Again, to put it in perspective, I still don't care about that particular topic because I did not have any more capacity or space to care about that person, that incident, or I don't even remember all of what else was happening in the moment, but I didn't have the capacity to. It's not that I am an uncaring person, but when you are caring for all the people you're caring for, and you're not taking breaks when you need to take a break, and you're not recognizing when you're at your capacity, what will happen is your body will respond for you before your mind can when you've been wearing your mask for too long. Sometimes you got to take the mask off and wash them a little bit. And if you need to wear a mask in every single place and scenario that you are in life, you are going to say some foul stuff at some point. You are physically going to do some foul stuff, and your body is going to betray you because you're not listening to your internal breaks that are being requested. So I come back to this capacity and character thing. Because I did not protect my capacity and I did not listen to my own body saying, we don't really have this today. Just say you're not available. Just put the phone on do not disturb. Maybe just take a whole break and say nothing, because the people that genuinely care and know you, can I be your therapist? I'm like, I don't know. I'll be out here telling people like, nah, that's not cool. It ain't gonna work. Who knows? Maybe. Reach out to me, reach out to my team. We might be able to talk about it. But not being able to recognize your capacity for how you need to function, and then not giving Justin's mom, okay, and then not giving yourself permission to be human and grace to make mistakes, and then judging yourself like, oh, because I messed up, because I didn't notice this, now I'm a horrible human being. Things that I came away from that particular incident. I will 10 toes down undeniably say my delivery was wrong. My need to have space could have been done in advance before it got there. But how I felt in the moment, I did not have the capacity to care about anyone else any deeper than what I had already given for the week. And I still had a full day of clients. So there's more space that I needed to hold to make sure that I could show up for them. But in that conversation with that person that I love and care about, they're sharing their life with me like we normally would do. And what I needed to do in that moment, based on the weight of this month and how things were going, was to not answer, to say, hey, I don't have the space to care beyond you. I don't have the space to care about people that I also know may have not been great to you while you are caring about them. I don't have the space to really hear anything else that isn't going to be from somebody that's probably paying to have access to me to care in a way that is different than how I want to care about based on my character, the people that I love. Does that make me wrong? Nope. Is it wrong when people quote unquote crash out or spaz out? Not at all. I can't remember the name of some movie that Taraji P did not too long ago, some months ago, where basically we watched her recount her whole life and like missed the reality of a whole bunch of stuff, snapped her, something like that. I don't know. I don't remember the name. But the point is, people don't get to that by accident. They get there by continuing to ignore what is happening in their body, by continuing to function in their masculinity in its full entirety, and not giving themselves a space to actually create a container to embrace femininity, which looks like saying, I need help. I need space. I need support. I need time to myself. I need a moment to regroup before I show up in an attempt to help you or you or you. And I still love you, and it doesn't change the worth or my character or how much I care, because I am not available all hours, all moments of the time. But it does give you an opportunity to really start to look at, if I love me as much as I love you, then you're absolutely going to understand why I took this time to myself, why I'm not going to say yes to every single thing despite wanting to. Because you're like, man, I can do it. I literally know a bunch of stuff. I should be able to help everyone. But when you do that, You forget that the one person you owe it to is yourself. You don't owe anybody anything, but if you want to owe somebody, start with you. Did you pay you first with love, with care? Did you listen to your body? Did you take a moment to check in and see, do I have the capacity to hold space for other people? Do I have the capacity to ask for help from certain people? Because that help may come with other things, and getting real comfortable and cool with sometimes, actually, more often than not, the answer needs to be no, I don't. And to be okay with that, and to recognize that that does not change your character. It doesn't change your level of love. It doesn't change what you can do when you are in a better space. But in this moment, there's no benefit in you trying to show up burnt out on fumes instead of coming when you have a full cup to actually pour from abundantly. So when I say incorporate your feminine energy, I'm not saying go do toodles and twirl around. Like, do that because it's actually kind of fun. Like, I like doing such things. But what it really looks like in action is, if you're always doing, producing, giving, and going, embracing your femininity looks like sitting down, receiving, slowing down, reorganizing where you're going to spend your time, and not multitasking, but being 100% present for what you want to be present for. If you are sitting there and you're listening to someone talk and you're doing this and you're doing that all at the same time, you're not even present for the interaction or the exchange. Talk to people when you just have time to sit there and talk. And if they ain't talking about nothing you want to talk about, get off the phone. Or get off the phone, get off the FaceTime. If you want to go meet someone in person, once you hit the max of I've had enough time enjoying you, leave. If you don't want to leave your house because you built a home you really like, don't go places. It's okay to say no. It's even more okay to allow other people to see you say no, and you not to have to keep performing and putting on this I'm happy so that you don't feel bad. Hey, I don't feel good today. I don't got it in me. You're going to get what you get, and don't get upset. That's what they say. Um, but be okay with that, so you have less times that you need to apologize for not being able to communicate sooner that you needed a moment or break. This will help prevent you from breaking relationships and having experiences duplicated over and over and over again that put you in a space where you feel like no one likes me, no one cares, and whatever other stories you want to make up about it. But instead of that, if you liked you more, you wouldn't have even allowed yourself to get to that point. So if you like you, go ahead and care about you enough to start taking your space. Become more loving of you. Become less self-abandoning. You don't need to abandon yourself to show that you care for someone else. And if that's the only way that you know how to show love, you definitely might want to join me in about, 30 or some minutes for yoga tonight. You might want to come join me on Saturday mornings for yoga, and we're going to move our bodies. I talk, I say stuff, we listen to music, but we're intentionally releasing and moving stuff. So you are not putting yourself in a position to keep overgiving and overproducing and not pouring into you. If you really want to tap a little further into, so what would it look like if you did embrace femininity on purpose, so you don't get to that burnout place where you as a strong friend finally ran out and flipped all the tables up and told everybody, F you, F you, F you, you cool, and F you too. Because that's not nice. Entertainment and entertaining, sort of, but not very nice. You might want to come join me on the Feminine CEO Lifestyle Workshop. I'm doing it every Saturday, at least for the rest of this month, which ends on Saturday. Check that out. And happens to end on a very culminating day for me, where I got to become a mom on that day. X amount of years ago. I won't put her age out there, but come have a conversation with me. The conversation is free. The yoga, yes, you got to invest. Energetic exchange is not robbery. But come have a conversation. Let's look at how we can stop being the strong friend to our own detriment, how we can stop abandoning ourselves to prove our level of love, and look at, if we love us more, how do we get to be better versions of us that also create better boundaries that we maintain, and we can listen to our bodies more to know when it's time to tap out, take space to reclaim ourselves, ask for help to get through the next thing, to shift from multitasking a bunch of important stuff to how do I just do the thing that makes the most sense in this moment so I can accomplish the stuff that I said was even important in the first place. If you're ready to have those kind of conversations, join me Saturday, like I said, for the Feminine CEO Lifestyle Conversation. Otherwise, I can see y'all later on tonight for yoga. We're going to be moving. Like I said, we're listening to music because it makes me happy to listen to music and move my body around. And we're making it a little slow, this hips and heart opening flow. Like you're going to feel it. You might have some feelings. You don't have to turn your camera on unless you want me to give you some corrections on how to do things so you can do it safely. But otherwise, you could just come for the music and flow and like move as you wish. But I thank y'all for listening to me today. As you probably noticed, a little more fire, a little more spunk in today's podcast. Make sure if you guys aren't, that you subscribe and like and do all the things on the YouTubes, on the TikToks, the Instagrams, LinkedIn's, Facebooks, whatever thingies are thingies. Make sure you follow me, join me, add me to your favorite people, and I look forward to seeing y'all later. Y'all have an amazing day as I figure out every week how to close stuff, because every week I don't remember, and I'm okay with that. So, well, okay, we did one, and now for y'all. Have a great rest of y'all's evening. See y'all later. Those links are dropped off there. Learning acceptance helps and does. I accept that I am a whole piece of work at times, and for as big as my heart is, somebody's gonna get all this love. Just ain't gonna be tonight. Unless you come to the yoga class, then you might get a little something. But I'll see y'all later. Yep, can't figure out how to cut that one off neither. There we go.